everybody, and welcome to episode 170 of the Let's Play World. Last episode, I introduced the New Year, New Me vote, where you're gonna vote on my new skin for 2024. And I put two skins up for vote. I put up Clean Shaven Todd and Old Todd. And man, you all really surprised me. You overwhelmingly voted for Old Todd. I thought Clean Shaven Todd would get some love, but apparently not. So Old Todd wins that round. This week, I'm going to give you two more, and you're going to vote on those two. And then the winner of this week will go up against Old Todd to determine which skin I'm going to wear. Now, this week's going to be a little trickier. They're a little weirder. So this week, you get to vote on these two. You get to vote on Mustache Todd or Robot Todd. Again, if you're a subscriber and you look on YouTube, there'll be a poll, and next episode I'll let you know who the winner is, and we will put the winner of this vote up against Old Todd, and you will choose my new skin. So to start off today, let me give you a bunch of updates. So the first update, we did those floating islands, and I went ahead and labeled those on the map here. So you can see right there it says Floating Islands. Another thing I want to point out is I did an update to this map. We used to have these kind of blank spaces on the sides, and I went ahead and just flew around and filled those out. So we now have a complete map here, and right there, that is that tunnel that went to that massive underground cave with the ancient city and all that, that big black spot there. But yeah, it's very, very cool looking. It's interesting to see how some of the mountains, like I didn't realize we actually had this little valley here, and this is just sort of a little peak. So yeah, really cool look at our area. Speaking of tasks, there's a couple things we can update here. Fix door at old base. Redstone Roger took care of that for us. So that one is done. The floating builds. Floating island, we did a couple of those. And Moorsbane, that was a viewer suggestion, so thank you for the suggestion. It turned out really great. The other floating build, floating castle atop beanstalk. This one was really tricky. This was a viewer suggestion from Kylie, and it was a challenge, and I think I met it. I think it turned out really good. So that can come off the wall of tasks. If you join me on Sunday for the live stream, I did a couple of things. One of them is I ran over to the old base and grabbed all of my valuables. Brought them over here in preparation for this build. We're going to eventually build a vault to keep all of our valuable stuff in. Another thing I did was a little bit of work on one of the in-between spaces. So we've been working on this formal garden. We've got a maze and we've got a fountain, and then there's some space in between those. And I just started a little bit of work right down here on one of the in-between spaces. And during the live stream, I didn't get a lot done here. I just sort of stacked up some Blackstone and kind of thought out loud a little bit. And it's still not much of a build yet. What I was thinking is we've got this big Blackstone spire in the center of our area. And using deep slate, we did some construction. We built onto that spire. The deep slate is also mirrored in the walls around our base. So, you know, all of the deep slate is man-made. It's things that I have built. But the Blackstone is a little bit more of a natural occurrence. It's like it sort of jutted up out of the earth. And I thought it would be cool to sort of mirror that in some of the corners, like there was more Blackstone protruding out of the ground. My idea with this was sort of like a thorn. You can kind of see that shape here, that kind of curved, spiky kind of shape. You can see it's not quite complete. Definitely need to do more texturing, more spawn proofing, all of that. But I think I want to do a little bit of work on that today. And see if we can get something of that thorn shape kind of completed. Another thing we did during the live stream is we flew around and we found a bunch of different flowers that we can use in some of the other areas of our formal garden. Since we finished the beanstalk, I didn't need as much green wool, and so I went ahead and dyed a bunch of the sheep different colors so we could get some other types of wool out of this. Then one more thing we did on the live stream was I planted this cherry tree. Eventually, when we get to this portion of our formal garden, I want this to be kind of like a bit of a picnic area. And I wanted there to be a tree that was overhanging, and I really like the particle effects. I think it's very peaceful and calming, and so I really, really like this little addition here. So now that I've got you up to speed, I think the first thing we should tackle is this Blackstone mess we've got going on over here. I want to see if I can get this sort of finished up and a little bit of a plan for what to do with this area. So here's what I've come up with. I've got a nice little path that comes from our maze, and it comes up this way, and you can kind of see, like I was talking about, that kind of thorny, pokey outcrop. A little bit of speckling of Blackstone here and there. As we get to the top, we've got this soul sand pool here, and I'm going to grow netherwort here because we don't have any source of it on this part of our world. We've got a little garden of it back at our old base. Nothing over here. I did a little bit of texturing just to make it look kind of alien, kind of weird and unusual. Again, some little specklings of Blackstone here. Kind of cool looking. And then similarly, there's a path here that leads over to the fountain area. And I think this space in between, I want it to be a little bit more natural, a little more wild, a little more overgrown, and that way the formal gardens will feel very formal and these in-between spaces will feel a lot more wild. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to kick it over to the decorator because I've got a project that I want him to work on. Well, hey everybody, it's me, the decorator. I'm somewhere where I really don't like to be, and that's the Nether, but I've got a job to do, so we're going to do it. So over here at this Nether Monument project, we've got this little torch up here that's sort of indicating where we want some sort of decoration. And I have a pretty good idea, because there's something that spawns in here really regularly. Oh my word. Oh goodness. Oh my word. It's wither skeletons. There must be 1,000,000 of them in there. This right here, that face is scary. And I think I want to do something like this over here, but much larger. Okay, we're going to see if we can get up on the roof here. Okay, so far so good. Run over here and see what we got to work with here. Now this is all slabs, so we shouldn't get much spawning up here. And as you can see, this is an even number of blocks. So the face we're going to make is going to be 8 by 8. Now I think I want to start down a little bit so that we kind of overlap, so it's not just sitting on top of the monument here. See if we can work our way out here. Oh my word! Oh my word! Oh heavens! Okay, I think we're looking pretty good here. Oh my goodness. See if we can get back down here. We go. Our glass back. Well, look at that. Well, I think that looks real good. Hopefully I never have to come back here again. Talk to y'all soon. Happy decorating. That decorator does some pretty good work. Once we get some stuff done over here, we'll head back to that Nether monument, build a portal, and head to parts unknown. But in the meantime, we got more to do over here. I've been putting some trees and some shrubs and things in this area here just to make things look a little more wild and overgrown. And I'm going to keep working on that and see if I can get things looking sufficiently wild. I'm curious how things are shaping up here. Let's pop. Let's see, is it this one? And this one. Yeah, that looks interesting, right? So we've got these formal gardens and then this kind of weird thing going on in between. That's very cool looking. And you can see the paths kind of leading up to it. Yeah, definitely want to get more greenery, more shrubbery going on here. And wow, that cherry tree really pops out up there at that picnic area. Very, very cool. Next episode, I think we're going to tackle another project from the Wall of Tasks. And remember, look out for that poll on YouTube. Vote for a new skin, new year, new me, and next episode I'll let you know who won. And that's where I'm going to wrap this one up. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you had fun. Please like and subscribe if you want to follow along on the adventure, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.